Scarlett. I have worked at a startup for a little over 2 years now, and I was an accounting major and I ended up at a tech startup, so you never know exactly how you'll end up where you want to be. Before I get into what I'm talking about, I just wanted to reiterate some of the points that one of the past presenters made, which is Twitter. I actually just started being active on Twitter in January, and it is so helpful. I've been connected to so many VCs and important people. It also gives you access to the industry trends, what's going on, and things that you can't find looking at news sites. So it's absolutely important. Another thing to emphasize, which is really important, is rejection. Be used to rejection nonstop, both personally, reaching out on LinkedIn and Twitter, and then, VCs. You're going to be told all the time that your baby is ugly. So be used to being rejected all the time. So now to what I'm talking about. So I'm here to talk to you about a huge problem that I think that all of us have kind of faced, and that is information overload. So the internet has changed the way that all of us get our information, which is great. We have access to a lot more stuff, but the problem is that it's becoming harder and harder to find content that is actually relevant to us online. And I don't know if any of you realize this, but 80% of what we do online involves reading text. So think about it: news, search, social, shopping. All of these things have a huge text component, and we as humans aren't good at dealing with large amounts of text, and we're not good with big menus and long lists of things. So to get into a little bit more detail about some of these examples, let's start with Google as an example. By a show of hands, how many of you actually go past the first page of Google search results?
There's more than one.
Exactly. So research shows that 94% of people never get past the first page. There's a couple reasons for that. Sometimes you find what you're looking for, or honestly, after 10 things, you're bored, you want to move on, you want to look at something else. Another example we could look at would be Amazon. So I'm sure there's a lot of Amazon fans here. Who actually reads the reviews on Amazon before you buy products? And shout out some numbers. How many reviews do you actually read? 4, 3, 2. Okay. So I just actually went to look at a Kindle Fire earlier, 22,000 reviews. No one is going to be sitting there because they don't have the patience and time and energy to be reading all those reviews. So there's way too much content out there, and you just don't have enough time and energy to actually look at that. And so it's a huge problem, and I think that not enough people realize there's certain things that you get accustomed to. Your old school cell phones, which had those menus that you had to go, menu to get what you want. And then Apple came out with this beautiful visual display, and we all loved it. So the internet looks now the same that it did 20 years ago. The web 1.0 is really not that different than what it is now. So I'm really trying to encourage everyone to think about it differently and try to solve this problem. So a couple of the solutions that people have come up with so far would be text summaries, text visualization, which is actually what the company that I work for is focusing on, text to audio, speed reading, or other ideas. And right now, publishers are really trying to solve this problem by creating really fancy algorithms that show you the top 5 things that they think that you care about. But the problem is, a lot of times you want to know more, or those might not even be relevant to you. And you'll all of a sudden find a story that you didn't even think that was applicable to you, that you were interested in because it was about a homeless hero or something crazy. So I just encourage you all to think about text and the web differently, and I would love to hear any and everyone's ideas afterwards on how we think we can solve this big text and information overload problem. I'm short. I'm done. Anyone have any questions? Mine's a little different. So. Sure.
What do you think of Craigslist?
It's okay, but same issue. I mean, most people don't go past the first page. It's definitely not my go-to place. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.